Hey everyone, welcome back to Feed Your Body, Mind and Soul channel. In today's menu, we have an absolutely amazing one-pot meal that is made special with an ingredient that I will disclose as we go along the video. We are actually making Moroccan inspired sweet potato and chickpea stew. I'm sure you love this recipe, so please remember to watch it fully right to the end for my pro tip. Can I also remind you to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram at Feed Your Body, Mind and Soul channel for more health and wellness tips. Let's get started. So today we are actually using bulgur wheat as a whole grain. The reason I'm using bulgur wheat is because it's very easy to cook. So to a pressure pan, I'm adding 1 cup of bulgur wheat, and then I'm going to add 2 cups of water and then pressure cook. You can also cook it in the microwave or just in an open pan as per packet instructions. I have 400 grams of sweet potatoes, which is roughly 2 large sweet potatoes. I shall start by peeling the skin. If you have noticed me long enough, you know that I don't usually peel the skin of vegetables, and this is because the highest concentration of phytonutrients, which is the good plant chemicals, is usually found in the skin of vegetables. However, in this case, if you don't peel, the skin separates from the flesh when the sweet potato gets cooked, and then it floats to the top and it gives a very sort of bad taste. I'm using a finger held peeler here. This one is very ergonomic, very easy to use, and especially if you're new to using a peeler, then try this. So we need to chop the sweet potatoes into small cubes. I usually start by cutting them into rounds, and then I'm going to use the chopper to get uniform cubes. This saves time, but you can use your knife skills as well. Perfectly cubed sweet potatoes are ready now. Now we need to chop 1 red pepper, hold the pepper on top and then chop the sides like you're cutting away the sides of a box. So you get these squares, and then you can use the chopper to make small cubes. I also have 1 yellow pepper, and I'm going to do the same thing with it. Try and use only red and yellow peppers because they add the sweetness to the curry, but if you use a green pepper, it gives you a different taste. In this particular stew, these peppers are recommended. So our peppers are now ready. Don't throw the seeds away, we can use them to make pesto. I'll post the recipe later on. Let's now prepare the other vegetables. Start by chopping 3 cloves of garlic. Then we also need 2 green chilies. Just take away the stalks. I have 1 small onion that I'm going to chop finely in my chopper. I have a leek. If you don't have leeks, you can either use celery, you can completely skip it, or add an extra small onion. Leeks belong to the allium family, so they're relatives of onion, garlic and chives, and they have a very sweet oniony flavor, and it's actually nice to add more varieties of veggies to our recipes. Chop a few sprigs of coriander, and this will add more nutrition to our stew. I also have 250 grams of washed fresh spinach leaves. So today's special ingredient is these preserved lemons. This is an age-old way of preserving. Actually it's lemons in brine, which is salt solution. That's it. You can also make it at home. It's very easy to make, but this is what is going to make a curry taste very beautiful. Chop the preserved lemon into small pieces. I'm going to use about 5 of them. Remove the seeds. Don't use the chopper for this, otherwise there'll be juices flying all around the place. Remove the preserved lemons always using a clean spoon because you don't want to contaminate the rest of the jar with bacteria from your hand. This is particularly true of fermented foods. To a pan on high heat, add 2 teaspoons of oil. Once the oil is warm, add the chopped onions and garlic. Saute to coat them in the oil, and then add in the chopped leeks. Saute for about 30 seconds, then add a can of chopped tomatoes, which is actually 400 grams by weight, or 1 2/3 of a cup. If you are using fresh tomatoes, use the same amount. Add 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon powder, 1 teaspoon cumin powder, 2 teaspoons coriander powder. Give everything a mix and cook for 3 minutes. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, the bulgur wheat cooked in the pressure cooker with just 2 whistles, and it only took about 8 minutes. Add 2 green chilies, then 1 teaspoon pepper, 1 teaspoon chili flakes. You can also add paprika instead of chili flakes. Mix everything. Add in half a cup of red lentils, which is roughly 100 grams, 1 can of thoroughly rinsed chickpeas, then the sweet potatoes, the red and yellow peppers, 1 teaspoon salt, and then the chopped preserved lemons. Add 800 ml of water, followed by 2 small handfuls of chopped nuts, which is roughly 50 grams by weight. Cover and cook for 8 to 10 minutes or until the sweet potatoes are soft. While the stew is boiling away, to a small pan add half a teaspoon oil of your choice. Once it's warm, add another 2 handfuls of chopped nuts. It could be pecans, cashews, hazelnuts, whatever you fancy, and roast them until they are crisp. As my sweet potatoes were cut into small cubes, they cooked in about 8 minutes. Add in 100 grams of raisins. This gives the sweetish flavor to the stew, followed by 250 grams of spinach leaves. Cover and let the spinach wilt for about 2 to 3 minutes. Open the lid. Spinach is nicely wilted. Switch off the heat. Oh my god, I can't tell you, there is this beautiful fragrance filling my kitchen, mostly from those preserved lemons. If you notice that the stew is too thick, add 100 ml of hot water and mix well. Add in the chopped coriander. Our beautiful sweet potato chickpea stew is now ready. Let's plate up. I'm going to serve this dish in a bowl. So to serve, fill quarter of the bowl with cooked bulgur wheat and then 3/4 with our stew. I've added some basil leaves to garnish. You can also use some pomegranate seeds and roasted nuts. I'm actually using pecans because I love pecans. The crunchy nuts, the sweetish cinnamon, raisins, the fragrant preserved lemons, and the combination of veggies give this stew a beautiful taste. This stew has this subtle notes of heat and sweet, which is typical of a Moroccan dish. So, here I present to you a wholesome Moroccan-inspired chickpea and sweet potato stew. All the nutrients you need in one bowl in a very aesthetically pleasing and tasty and healthy way. Enjoy!
So I really hope you enjoy making this recipe. In our pro tip today, we'll talk about sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes can be called the superfoods because they're really nutrient dense and they're particularly rich in complex carbohydrates, which is a humble fiber, ascorbic acid, that is vitamin C, and beta-carotenoids, which are the precursors of vitamin A. It is for this reason that they're actually cultivated in West Africa to prevent malnutrition and night blindness. Sweet potato is not just for humans on Earth, but it can also be consumed by humans in the outer space because NASA has selected sweet potato as one of the vegetable crops in its Advanced Life Support Program to create a menu for the space travelers. Right, there are a number of varieties of sweet potato. Today we use the orange sweet potato, which is the one that is rich in beta-carotenoids. You can also get the white variety, which doesn't contain beta-carotenoids. So when you're choosing sweet potato, try and choose the orange variety. If you're lucky enough to actually get purple sweet potatoes, do use them. Purple sweet potatoes are a staple in the Okinawan diet, and Okinawans are one of the longest living populations on Earth. So I hope I've given you enough reason for why you should eat sweet potatoes. So go ahead and include sweet potatoes in your diet on a day-to-day basis. That's it from me today. This is Vishwa signing off for Feed Your Body, Mind and Soul. Stay happy, stay healthy. Bye.